everybody. It's raining here. It's raining bets with A-Train on Thursday Night Football. Let's go. Woo!
Woo!
There you go. You got it, man. You almost did Ric Flair there. He's a regenerate gambler, Mike.
There you go.
That's right.
And I'm a degenerate. There's no two ways about it. No two ways about it. Hey, folks, if you don't have PointsBet, you better get it right now. I got links below in the description. 300 for 300. Okay? Here's how it works. Bet $300 in 30 days. Get $300 worth of free bets. New PointsBet users. Also, you want the Fantasy Optimizer free for a month? You can email me, Bob at OddsJam.com or Mike at OddsJam.com. And A-Train can tell you all about the OddsJam Partner Program, the affiliate program, best around. I got a guy today that I talked with. He's got like 15 people. Let's get on board. 50% revenue share. Link is below in the description. Wow. I ended right with the music. Did you see that, guys? Huh?
That's nice.
That's my producer. What's up, Justin? Tony, we have matchups for the Ryder Cup, the pairings tomorrow, which, by the way, for those of you who like golf, and I love golf, but I especially love the Ryder Cup, the European team's best event, I should say, or whatever you want to call it, format is foursomes, which is where you go and one guy hits a shot and the other guy hits a shot. It's like alternate shot, right? The Europeans have decided to start with that, which they've never done. And what's usually happens in the morning is that the United States gets down, the Europeans in the afternoon get foursomes, and they just rip them apart. Now, it's early. You're going to have, I don't know if you've seen the setting, but there's these stands and what have you around them. There's going to be like 5,000 to 10,000 people on the first tee. It's going to be insane. Anyway, Tony, we got matchups. We got to look at that and put them out on Twitter. Both his DGen parlays hit after the Tigers game finished. Feels nice to be withdrawing hundreds from just a few bucks. Way to go, man. And yes, go USA. I'm rooting for USA. Tony and I are on the Europeans, the golf gurus of OddsJam. That's who we are. I'm just saying. All right. Welcome, everybody. Mike, our parlay didn't hit last night, but we did hit one Monday, so hopefully we'll hit one tonight. Are you two excited about Thursday night football? And we got a Bears fan with us, Mike. He's not digging this, man. He's not digging this matchup.
No, probably not. I'm excited. Yeah, I think we got a pretty good game on our slate here. A couple of 2-1 teams, division rivals. I'm looking forward to this matchup for sure. My initial thought here, Bob, is I really like Green Bay in this spot. As an underdog, they've been able to actually win two of their 3 games that they were an underdog this season. So I do like the Packers being home underdogs tonight. Now, what that line right now, I think you can get +2, kind of like that. I'm tempted to go Packers money line, though, to be honest with you. I think I will take the +2, but I'm tempted to go with the money line. I think that Green Bay is going to get the job done here tonight. I love what Jordan Love has been able to do so far this season for Green Bay, and I think he will outduel Jared Goff and the Lions here at Lambeau.
Okay. A-Train, you can go next, and then I get to rip into Mike here.
Well, my heart says I want them to both lose, so like a tie somehow would be ideal here. Not that it matters, because from a Bears perspective, we're already talking draft picks. So we've already written the season off. So from that perspective, it doesn't really matter. I do agree, though, to some extent with what Mike said. My best play for today, I will tell you guys right now, is Jordan Love over 1.5 player passing touchdowns. It was a bet I just made on my Power Hour. I got +124 on it. Love it. For that kind of plus money, I think it's a it's a strong play. And I mean, maybe we'll even have a same game parlay tonight. I don't know. Like there might be a possibility of that for what we're doing. But I do like that, and it's kind of cool tonight. It's not super cold, but I think there's a little bit of a chill. It's been kind of a breezy day in Chicago. I can only imagine what it is up at Lambeau, but it's it's starting to feel like football weather, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let me tell you where I'm coming from. First of all, St. Brown loves playing in Lambeau Field, okay? Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to light them up tonight, and Jared Goff's going to light them up. And they're going to whip the Packers, and you know what? That's what's happening, Mike.
I don't think so. I mean, your boy can have a big game. I want him to get in the end zone tonight. That's fine. He can get in the end zone. He may have a big game. That doesn't mean that the Packers are going to lose this game, and it doesn't mean that Jordan Love's not going to have a big game too. I don't think Detroit will slow him down. I think he will utilize having Christian Watson back now, and Aaron Jones, I expect him to be a big factor here tonight as well. I love Green Bay at home, Bob. If you're the Packers, nobody thinks you have a chance in this division coming into the season. Aaron Rodgers gone, kind of a revenge spot from last year. I know Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback last year, but if you're the Packers, this is the team that ended your season last year, and you've got a guy at quarterback that you trust. And, you know, the guy here to the left of me has ripped Jordan Love, acted like he hasn't proven anything. But the fact of the matter is that he's proven something so far this season. They're 2-1, and I believe they will get the job done tonight and beat your all of a sudden your Detroit Lions that you just out of nowhere decided.
That's right. We'll feel the roar, Mike. Okay. Yeah, okay. The Cubs had fly the W. We got feel the roar. All right.
Okay. Well.
All right.
They're gonna feel some. They're gonna feel some roar tonight. The roar at Lambeau Field. Maybe some chilly weather.
Just telling you where I'm at.
The roar of the weather.
My NFL started out really good to the point of, if you haven't watched my anytime touchdown video, I am now up to 49 anytime or first half touchdown scores in 16 games, Mike. That's an average of 1 per game. Okay. And Jordan Love was never one of them. All right. All right, let's go to Justin here.
So let's take that into account, huh? Bob's anytime touchdown video. We're gonna use that for our angle here in the Packers game. You know, Jordan Love hasn't really been a part of Bob's anytime touchdown videos.
I'm getting ready to mute you.
What that tells me, Bob, is he's 2-1 without being any part of your videos.
You're getting ready to be muted.
To be honest, guys, I wasn't looking that much forward to tonight's game until I heard you two for the last few minutes, and now I'm pretty fired up about this. So thank you for that.
Right. Let's go. Yeah, no Bears though.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Okay, thoughts on Jays Yankees under 8.5? Justin asks, or under 9. Any thoughts on that, either of you two? You like that play?
I mean, I would definitely take the under 9 as opposed to the under 8.5. That way, if it does land on 9 instead of a loss, you're getting the push there. Bassett on the mound for Toronto, been argued their best pitcher for Toronto, but you got Weaver on the mound for the Yankees, a little unsure. I mean, I would venture to say it's probably a solid route to take the under, although. And the first 2 games, 2-0, 6-0. So I guess you could roll with that.
Yeah, I think you should. Justin also says I'd have to lean Packers, but Bob picking the Lions has me scared. He knows.
Don't let that scare you. Let me tell you guys something before you start letting this guy scare you and think he's Nostradamus or something. Last year when we disagreed on a game, Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, the main 2, because that's when we did our live streams. For the most part, when we disagreed, the play that I went with won, not Bob's. Now, when we agreed, it didn't always go so hot. But when we disagreed, I pretty well dominated Bob in that aspect. So it'll be interesting to see if we're off to the same start as we were last year with that.
And I just want to ask you, what year was that? Oh, last year. This is this year. Okay. It's totally
that's about as relevant as your anytime touchdown video.
There you go.
Predicting the game.
Hey, yeah, we got lots of energy today. I'll tell you what, if he doesn't watch it, I'm going to come across this screen and come after him right now. You want to have a football game? We'll do it right now, Mike. All right. Now, I got to tell you, Montgomery or Love, the score thoughts. Tristan likes Montgomery.
John, I got a great idea. I got a great idea for your question. Go back to John's.
All right.
Do I use Bob 300 or Mike 300? Let's do this. Let's see who wins this game tonight, Packers or Lions. If the Pack win, you got to use Mike 300. I mean, that's no doubt. If the Lions win, use Bob 300. That's fine. We'll go with that. Boy, and that now we've got some real. I mean, I want you to use Mike 300, man. You know, so let's go Pack. Let's go. Tame these Lions. Lions can be, and let's also not forget, Lions can be pretty lazy. Male Lions can be very lazy. And their logo has a mane, so it's a male lion. Female lions you don't want to mess with. Don't want to mess with a female lion. Male lions, we ain't worried.
You're dominating the conversation here. I got to get A-Train in here. But I will say one thing in reference to this, John. Okay? If the Lions win, Mike owes me $300. All right. Let's go on.
Jeez.
Also, can I get A-Train and Mike's thoughts on Marlins money line? Because I'm already on the Marlins money line. He knows that. You watched the video. Also, would you take the -1.5?
I do like the Marlins tonight. The -1.5 maybe get a little dicey there, but I mean, we know that they right now have the tiebreaker over the Cubs for that last wild card spot in the National League. The Cubs once again have a game with Atlanta tonight, who still have something to play for. So I think that I will definitely say the Marlins will get the job done tonight. I trust in them, knowing that this is a huge opportunity. So I'll take the Marlins.
All right, now let A-Train speak.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Marlins on the money line. I don't know if the 1.5 or there's a lot of value there. I think with how these games go leading into playoff season, I just would rather go money line versus nothing worse than when you win the game, but then you miss on the hook on the money on the run line.
Yeah, I agree with you. That actually happened with morning coffee yesterday. We actually had Minnesota yesterday at -1.5 and -2. We hit the -1.5, but it hit the 2 on the button, so we got refunded. All right, we got all that out of our system, right? Okay, no more, right? Are you done, Mike? Okay.
Oh, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. We've got our game.
Okay. All right, very good, Mick. All right, let's at Mick Grasso, folks, on Twitter. Don't forget that. All right, Mick, we got to put a parlay together, Mick. And I think I'm gonna make you go first tonight.
Okay.
Can you handle it?
I'm going. Yeah, I can handle this.
Okay.
You're ready for my pick?
Yeah, I just want to let you know these are 2 morning coffee picks sitting here right now. They're both going to win. So I'm starting off the day really, really good. Just want to point that out. All right, where are we going?
We're going to the football game for me.
Okay.
I've got an anytime touchdown scorer that I'm going to give. It's going to be Aaron Jones. So I'm going with Aaron Jones to get in the end zone tonight. Can get pretty solid value on him.
Okay. Let's grab this. And there is Aaron Jones right there, folks. And looks like +170. You can get it on PointsBet. So that's cool. Let's add that. And I believe I'll go next. And obviously, I'm not going to football. I'm going to go ahead and go to baseball. Pretty simple with this one. I will take the Dodgers. I did this last night. I went Dodgers -2.5, and it hit. I'm taking the Dodgers minus 2.5 in back-to-back nights. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can. You're going back to a well, and it may be dry.
Well, I don't know. A-Train, you have the final leg.
So like I mentioned earlier, I'm liking Jordan Love over 1.5 player passing touchdowns. You should be able to get it for about 124 plus 124 over at DraftKings.
That's true, but here's the problem. Mike's already made a pick in that game.
So we can't
when you put a parlay together, you can't do it unless it's an SGP, and we're putting together a 3-leg parlay. So I'm sorry, sir. You can't do that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not on the spot.
So, all right. That is fine. Let's go. Just looking and seeing what else I have for tonight, because obviously we want to get something in for this evening. And, let's go. I will tell you. So I had, and it brings up something we were talking about a couple minutes ago, that Yankees and Blue Jays line under. I have actually under 7 at plus 205, which has already got 15 points of closing line value over at Fliff. That's not available anymore at plus 205, but I like the idea of going 8.5 or 9, even if we can get it. And that's probably good on the under. So that's in alignment with what I had before. And I think we still have some good value in that under 8.5.
I'm with you 100% there.
Yeah.
Let's go the under 8.5. And that should do it for us right there, folks. Here's what we got. Aaron Jones is an anytime touchdown scorer. Dodgers minus 2.5 and under 8.5 total runs between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. We will make this a 25, Mike, and I'll get it put together on PointsBet. Bob 300. Don't forget that for you new users.
Yeah, or Mike 300 after we see the Packers win. I'm going to go to the positive EV page while Bob puts that together.
Hold on. Time out. I have to do this. This guy, has come back. He hadn't been with us for a long time, and I must say his name. Welcome back, Edgar Covarrubias.
Oh, he's back.
He's back, and he's calling you Mick, too. Bob's feeling ballsy tonight?
Yeah, he is.
We got
an absolute dart right here for me. I mean, it's Corey Seager over 1.5 hits. I'll take it. I mean, this almost makes me want to consider sprinkling him for a home run tonight, even, to be honest with you, because I just feel like it's a big night for Corey Seager. Plus 195 on Bet Rivers. Does look like FanDuel's offering the plus 190, which isn't bad. So if you don't have Bet Rivers and you do have FanDuel, I would still take the plus 190 if you do have FanDuel. But obviously on Bet Rivers plus 195, I mean, look across the board here. I mean, it's pretty obvious that this is an absolute dart. Thoughts on that, A-Train?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think especially if you are treating as a bet online as a pretty sharp book, as I know most of us probably do, that seems to be where a lot of the OddsJam algo lines coming from on this to get those no vig odds at plus or minus 167. So yeah, I would agree that the Bet Rivers is money if you've got Bet Rivers. A lot of us don't, but FanDuel at plus 190 is definitely a definite reasonable play. One of the things to just keep in mind on those what we call naked FanDuel overs on the offensive players, especially, the rules at FanDuel are pretty bad when it comes to that. So I'm always looking for a little bit more EV, which in this case we have. So if you're going to bet at FanDuel, just recognize that even if the player doesn't start, if they come in and hit once, that bet's live. So you will, if they pinch hit, you can get screwed on a player hit they'll never make because they're only getting one at bat sometimes. So just keep that in mind at FanDuel. I often will still play it, but will adjust my bet size accordingly. It's just something to be aware of. And on some of these rules, especially with player props, you want to be cognizant of how each of the books are doing.
Right. Yeah. Pay attention to who it is. In this case, obviously we got Corey Seager. He's a dog. he'll be good to go for the whole game. We should be good there. I think he can get a couple of hits tonight for sure. I'm actually going to go a little lighter on this, though. I'm only going to put 50 on it instead of 80. Just because I'd rather do a half a unit there on that player prop. But that is one that I am locking in and going to hit. Let's see if there's anything else out here. Jake Berger under a half a hit. I mean, definitely going to have good value, but I don't take a ton of these player hits plays. I do take some. I want to see what's out here in the NFL. So let me just go to my filters here real quick. I don't have an NFL filter saved. Shame on me. There's Christian Watson. Obviously, if you're betting on underdog, that's probably a play on the optimizer right now. Watson under 3.5 receptions. That looks pretty solid. Let's see if there's anything else out here. Ooh, Bob's going to like this. There is value. There's some value here on Detroit money line right now on Bet Openly.
Woo!
Chris Sale under 15.5 player outs. We're getting in the lower percentage plays here. But for me, I do want to take a look at this play. It's at minus 141. Pretty solid. Not too bad here. No big fair odds are minus 145. But just comparing it to all these books and what they're pricing it at, minus 141, not bad. Chris Sale, definitely not what he once was, although he is having an okay year. But I like Baltimore tonight anyway. I'll put a half a unit or quarter of a unit on that since we're already on Bet Rivers. And let's go back up here. It's going to refresh again.
Oh, Super Andra. What's and hey, real quick, guys. Tristan wants to know about Braves minus 1.5 tonight.
I'm not sure, man. I think I'll stay away. I feel like the Cubs may get one tonight and avoid the sweep. I got to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and the numbers I'm looking at, if you don't get at least plus 140, maybe plus 145 on it, you're probably underwater on that a little bit. So I would agree.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
How'd you end up over there, Bob?
I like to move around.
Oh.
You know what? That's the kind of guy I am. All right, Adrian, let's talk a little OddsJam talk here, okay?
Yeah.
We've been talking about the fantasy optimizer. There's a lot of people, I mean a ton of people that are starting free trials for the fantasy optimizer all over the place. And we're seeing them. Mike and I are talking to some of these people. And let me ask you this. Do you have one thing people want to know is whether, what kind of strategy that you should have. So I want to share my screen here real quick. And I want to ask you about this. Because we have the NFL, there will be a lot of NFL plays that will pop up, but they're not for several days. Same thing with college football. Would you take the league drop down and deselect all of them? We had select, sorry, and deselect the NFL and hit apply to get them out of the way if you were trying to put something together, not necessarily for a night like tonight for Thursday night football, but let's say it was last night and it was Wednesday. All right. There's no football games on. Would you do that? Would you try to filter that out at all or not?
That's a great question. So I personally would not. And there's a big reason why I would not, because when you're making positive EV plays, it's at this moment in time, right? These are plays that the math is telling us right now they're very good plays. Things are going to ebb and flow as time goes on. Now, with the nature of these player parlays that you're doing at Prize Picks or wherever, you're going to be betting multiple different plays with a relatively small amount of stake. So you're betting $10 or $20 or whatever it is versus betting $50 per person per bet and just letting it ride. You're not going to be floating as much cash if you have to wait a couple days. I'd actually rather wait a couple days on some of these versus when we are betting all week long on college and pro football on the weekend, we can easily run out of bankroll when we're betting, $50, $100 at a pop. All of a sudden you find, oh no, I have no flip balance left and it's Friday. I'm in a bad spot here. That's less of a concern on the parlays structure because you're betting a little to win a lot. You're going to have a lot of variance, but I don't mind floating for a couple days on that. So that's one consideration that I think is in favor of saying, hey, it's okay if you're floating a couple of these. But I also know a lot of people like to say, hey, I don't want to have that risk of having this bet out there for a few days with injuries, with player strategies, with all this stuff that can happen. Now, granted, they're going to work for and against you roughly the same. But I also think it really hurts when you're already behind when the game is starting and you're like, there's been news that I would never make this bet right now if I knew then what I know now. So I can understand both sides of it. For me, I'd go ahead and play it, but I can totally understand why people would be hesitant to.
Mr. John S. Batza, which is Steven Batza, by the way. Live parlay, Brewers -2.5. Phillies, Orioles, Blue Jays, Marlins, Braves, Dodgers, plus 43.73. Let's make it 3 in a row.
Now, what are you saying? Brewers -2.5, and then Phillies, Orioles, Blue Jays, Marlins, Braves, Dodgers. What, money line?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying, John? Or are you saying all of those -2.5 for every one of those teams?
Jets, John S. It's Steven.
Yeah, I'm assuming Brewers -2.5, right? And then the rest money line.
Yeah.
Would be my
that
guess.
Would make sense. Yeah, he's not going to bet them all -2.5. That would. That ain't gonna happen.
He might.
Old.
A mix. Dodgers -2.5 and Brewers. See, I told you there could have been. See, that's why you ask questions, Bob. That's why you don't assume you know everything, Bob.
This is where I mute you. I'm not listening to you anymore.
I'll just unmute myself, and bam, we're back.
Bam. All right. John S. Batza, thank you for jumping in here. So another question about the optimizer. Are you finding, and I know you don't do this a lot, but are you finding that the combo plays, which are very high up on the positive EV, I got to be honest with you, I'm not seeing a lot of them hitting yet. And really, I'm not sure what to think of these because a lot of these combo plays are receiving yards, and they got two players combo, and it's on the under. And the overs are hitting. So, Mr. Regenerate, what do you think about that? Any thoughts?
To some extent, it feels like you're trying to play against correlation to have both of them go under on a combo. There's so much innovation and so much change happening when it comes to correlated plays right now that like there's been this like huge surge of people playing heavy correlations doing really well, and now the books are playing back at that and they're trying to mitigate that as best they can. Right now it's just a dangerous time. I think there's real value, but there's a lot of things moving, and I think that those combo plays that we're seeing are ways to kind of obfuscate what the normal data that we would be looking at is, and making it more complicated for people that are using things like the fantasy optimizer to know if they really have value or not. It's kind of mashing things together to make it a little bit harder to see. So just tread carefully. I think there's probably still some value there. Clearly there's some math coming behind it, why they're showing up on the fantasy optimizer, but at the same rate, you're kind of embedding two things happening into one bet. That's always a bit of a danger. So
I also think that the books, the DFS platforms, are putting these together because they don't want to get beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really, they didn't have them like that last year. Now there's just tons of them. All right. Justin, real quick, he's ballsy about it, and he didn't take insurance. His underdog parlay is Jalen Reed under 3 receptions, Marvin Jones under 12.5 yards, Laporta under 4.5 receptions, A.J. Dillon over 9 rushing attempts, and Wicks under 1.5 receptions. Whew. That is a lot of
a lot. I mean, I'm weird, with Marvin Jones, that does seem possible, but the worry there is 13 yards. You never know. I know Marvin Jones has been a reliable guy for the Lions at times. Man, I'm a little worried about that one, but hey, let's roll with it and see what happens, man.
What about his A.J. Dillon over 9 rushing attempts? If you're going with Aaron Jones, don't you think Aaron Jones is going to get a lot more touches tonight, or
maybe not as many? I think I think A.J. Dillon could see his fair share. I think you'll see Aaron Jones involved in the passing game a lot too, and that's where I really hope he gets his touchdown, because I think he'll start beginning of a drive, and as they drive downfield, he may take a couple of plays off, and A.J. Dillon gets in there, and then if they get inside the goal line, I'm not saying they won't use Aaron Jones, but A.J. Dillon is a guy when you get inside the 5 that you can hand off to, and he'll slam his way in. Big guy. Not that Aaron Jones isn't, but he's had injury problems and things like that. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility at all, but. It is a little sketchy, but hey, let's ride it out and see what happens. Go Pack.
I'm gonna throw this at you to end the show. Jared Goff to throw an interception, plus 120. Jordan Love to throw an interception, minus 140. Baby, let's go! Come on, okay. Jordan.
Love it.
Oh, I do too. Let's get it. Let's beat the Packers. He's a Bears fan. A-Train, there's no way you can be rooting for the Pack.
Like I said, I'm rooting against both teams. I'm in a painful spot no matter what I do.
Well, they can't both lose. Yeah. And a tie doesn't help your Bears.
Well, here's the thing. If there's a tie, it looks like Bob or Mike 300's out of the question.
All right, folks. See you later. Thanks, A-Train. As
Take
always,
care, guys.
you're great.
Appreciate it.